It's good stuff to have. You know, if you want the bag, you get the mic out of the bag.
The last night will be netting. Fight. I mean, I'm very interested to see how far fight against Melanie talent. That should be a great fight against Melanie. He's pretty talented dude. Trevor White's fight against Galbo. I mean, there's a lot of nothing that I can think of on the top of my head that I'd like to make. So the ones we've got should be pretty solid.
And a few months back, we spoke with the Bellator tryouts in Philadelphia. I believe in October prior to his last fight against Roger. Talk about Joe Soto. Can you give us an update on his progress?
I'm literally waiting to talk to him call right now because I think I'm get my exam done about if it's good enough to get it up, we're going to tell you Joe Soto is coming back, but just a great kid and a good guy, and sometimes bad things happen to good people. And just whatever he decides to do, I'm behind him. But if he did get the okay to come back fighting out of the fight,
and when the season is over, into the inaugural season, what's the lasting impression you want fight fans to have after watching your fight?
Exactly what they've seen. Stellar, spectacular, John knocking out Rich Roberts, with a knee, knocking out Tony Amata, hitting 3 shots at him, knocking out George Karamani, and just the list goes on and on. Richard Hill, Henry, competent Bernie Triangle, that was 2 years ago. Those moments that people go, my God, I see that. That's what I think. That's what we strive to have the Alvin fighting under the banner. And then these moments just become viral sensations.
Does it surprise you at all? Because I mean, it's happening like consecutive weeks.
It doesn't surprise me because so much is on the line. There's no doing a good show if we kind of close decision and then see what happens, or maybe you don't win, but you put on a good show. It's all objective determined based. So, at this point, it doesn't surprise me because it's happening so often. But it really surprised me like crazy when it started after the different
Bjorn, thanks so much. Always a pleasure. Ray Sharon, I guys look forward next week on MTV2. I got to China, the sports story. Thank you, sir. Thanks. Appreciate it. Congrats, man.
Sure.
I play cameraman today.
You called into our TV show about a month ago. We had a great interview with you. Good. What's Massachusetts. We're actually the ring announcer for the CFX promotion.
Oh, great.
What's going on? It's Keith Simpson Hayes here for Sports Page with Joe O'Neill, AndEventLevel.com. Here with Frank Zanowski working the camera. And we're here with Bjorn Rebney, CEO of Bellator, kicking ass on MTV2. You know, it's much better to see Bellator on there instead of having to watch the old bully beat down, you know, and be subjected to that. I mean, this is some great stuff here. I was very entertained tonight. We had some good fights. 2 quick questions for you. One of the fights tonight, we had Rick Hahn visibly upset. Rick Hahn gets the victory. And I think Lyman was upset that he lost that bout, 30-27. He felt the judges were kind of way off. My feeling is that even with that score coming close, I think he still loses that match. What are your feelings on that?
My feelings on the judge's decision, I had it scored, I surely didn't have it scored 30-27, but I did have Rick on winning fight. And I thought it was, what I think is I think he went in 1-1, going into the third, and I thought the third was super, super close, and then the takedown at the very end wins the fight. I mean, you were razor thin, and it was one of those things where you're like, boy, if Lyman opens up and lands 3 punches, he can steal the round. If Rick gets a takedown, he's going to steal the round. And Rick got the takedown, and he wins the round. And it was razor thin, but I always like to do is I like to go home and turn the volume off and watch the fights with no volume, so you're not getting any kind of fan reaction, you're not getting any kind of commentary, you're just literally looking at the fights. But I was watching that fight super close, and I would say Rick on that fight.
I had the same feeling on Facebook. I was tweeting at the same time, and I said, it was coming close. He needs to do some work, or he could end up losing this fight. Last quick question. We all know about Super and UFC acquiring Strikeforce. I'm a big fan of the women's division. And, Dana White's always said that he would never have women in his organization, but now he's going to be forced to have it. Do you think he'll take on the women after that 2-year contract's up with the women, or do you think he'll let it go and not seem like the hypocrite?
It's a good question. I mean, it's a very good question. There's Zuffa, holds a huge position in our game. Zuffa has, there have been instances where they've said never again, and then they've gone around and done things that they have said that they might not do in terms of fighters specifically, and I think this is a fighter-specific question. So Strikeforce has had some great women fights, and once the Pride Fighting Championships, WEC kind of transition happens, and there's just one organization, it'll be interesting to see. Bellator will keep doing it. I have a huge amount of respect for the women's game, and I think that, the question for us becomes, is it at 115 or is it 125? Where's the best division to kind of put the effort and the energy? There's no question that there's not as many world-class women across multiple weight classes as there are men. Nobody's going to argue with you about it. Even the greatest women in the world are not going to argue with you about that point. So you got to pick your spots, but we'll keep doing it.
Whether you get your women from for a feeder system where there's not many promotions out there that are pulling the women in, do you just do like a nationwide search, or?
Well, there are, if you picked one division, like a 125, I think there's enough ladies where you could do a hyper-competitive group of eight women that could fight in a tournament structure and make it go. What I was hoping to do with Zoila is you get Zoila a win coming back in, and then Zoila would be able to get one win and then move on and either rematch Jessica Aguilar or rematch Megumi Fujii. But she broke her hand in the fight, so we weren't able to do that. That's what I was hoping to get traction off of. But we'll see. We'll see kind of where the highest. What I don't ever want to do, and I've said this many times, what I don't ever want to do is revert into what a lot of promotions on television have done, which is, you're almost good enough looking to be on the cover of FHM, and your boyfriend taught you how to throw a left hook, so now you're a female fighter. I think that's disrespectful to the women in this game, like the Megumi Fujiis and the Jessica Aguilars and the Zoila Frostos and Lisa Ward's put in huge time, and a real mixed martial artist who have every aspect of this game covered. So those ladies are more difficult to find, but they're out there, and we will absolutely keep hunting for them, keep putting women's fights on our show on national television.
I'm glad to hear that, because I love that women's division. I think there's money to be made off that. I wish you all the best. Right, thanks very much, man. Keith Hayes, BentLevel.com. You got a quick question before?
How shocking was the Pitbull victory?
I've been watching MMA for a lot of years. That's probably one of the top 3 knees I've ever seen. Toby Amada's never been knocked out. Toby Amada took, I can't say enough about the qualitative level of Toby's fights. He's 14 wins out of his last 17 fights. Toby Amada's one of those guys where if he'd had a good manager at the start, you'd probably be talking about a guy who's 26-4. You'd be talking about a guy consistently in the top 12 to 15 in the world. That's how good his game is. But he took short fights, sitting in the back of the audience, pick-up fights, took Shields on 7 days' notice and took him to a decision. That's a world-class lightweight. Maybe not a top 10 world-class lightweight, but a world-class lightweight. And for Patricky to come out and knock him out, and Toby has never been knocked out. For Patricky to come out and knock out Razor Rob the way he did, and Rob was at the top of his game, because I was tracking Rob's camp as Rob was coming in. I thought Razor Rob was probably the favorite to win this thing, barring a cut, because Rob cuts now. You breathe really hard on Rob, and he cuts. But barring that, I thought Rob was the favorite. That's a special combination of skills that Patricky Pitbull's got. He's, the question will be, his jiu-jitsu is world class. Yeah. His striking is obviously world class at 155 pounds. My question is, in against a world-class wrestler, what's going to happen?
Right.
If he gets in against a guy like a Mike Chandler, if he gets in against a guy who's got national and or international caliber wrestling, how's his game going to work in that scenario? Because wrestlers have been remarkably successful in our organization and in MMA. So, but I mean, he's a special talent. So I was shocked to see Amata go to. I didn't think I would ever see Amata go to sleep like that, and it was devastating.
That was an unbelievable, devastating kick. You know,
yeah.
His
knees go. That is one of the nice ones I've ever seen, and landed just clean. So I'm hugely impressed with Freaky Pitbull. I think we've got a real diamond in that fighter, and he's a heck of a nice kid. So
right,
can't lose. So.
Teach us some English.
Pardon me?
Teach us some English.
Yeah. I'm gonna let him keep beating people up first.
Good stuff, sir. Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank you very much.
it. Hey, thanks. Yeah.
What's up, Bjorn?
How are you?
Good.